Hi, I'm Ed Roman. I'm the CEO of Ghostfire Games, and I'm also the producer for Helix. Helix is a downloadable game for the Nintendo Wii. In this video, I'll be explaining how our game works, why we made it, and why we think it's a really cool game. So what is Helix? Well, Helix is a music rhythm game. The idea is that you move your arms to the beat of the music. So for example, you do punches, circles, back fists, and uppercuts. You see a robot on the screen, and you need to follow his movements. It's similar to other dance-based music rhythm games, except in this game, you focus on an upper body workout rather than dancing. The way the game works is you see the robot do a move like a punch. You then see something appear on the top right of the screen called a move bar. It starts slowly moving to the left. When that move bar reaches the center of the screen, you do the move. So it's all about timing. You need to watch the robot, figure out what move he did, and then perform that move when the move bar is in the middle. If the move bar becomes green, then you did the move right. If it becomes red, you did the move wrong. And in case you're curious, it's a mirror image. So if the robot punches with his right hand, you punch with your left hand, as if you're looking into a mirror. We decided to do it this way after we did some playtesting, and we found that is people's normal instinct, is to do a mirror image. That's what we went with. The goal of the game is to unlock all the songs. Once you've done that, you can try getting perfect scores and long combos on some of the songs too. So you might wonder where an idea for a game like this came from. One of the reasons we decided to make this game was because we were just completely bored of exercising at the gym. Running on a treadmill and lifting weights just wasn't doing it for us. In fact, for me personally, I dread going to the gym. Exercise video games are a great solution to this, since you're entertaining yourself while you burn calories. There's been a lot of games in the past that have tried to combine exercise with playing a game, and many of them have not done so well, and many of them have done well. The ones that have done really well made the game a great entertainment experience and not just a game about burning calories. Helix embraces this idea fully. We decided from the beginning to focus on making a great game as our top priority. If you burn some calories while you're playing, that's a side benefit. But of course, you will burn calories. When you're playing on the most advanced levels, sometimes you need to perform as many as 4 punches per second. We work up quite a sweat doing this, so I think we achieved both goals quite nicely. Another goal we had in this game was to make the game easy to learn but difficult to master. That way anyone could get into the game, but there's incredible replay value for hardcore gamers. We made the game easy to learn but difficult to master using 2 techniques. First of all, we made all the songs come with 3 difficulty levels. Easy mode is perfect for new players, while hard is super challenging. The second thing we did was we made the game use no buttons at all. To play this game, all you need to do is wave the Wii remotes through the air. Because of that, we had people in our office who had never played video games before having a blast because it's such an approachable game. So now that you know a little bit about the game, I'm going to talk about some of the challenges and obstacles we had when making this game and how we solved them. One of the toughest things on this project was trying to figure out how we could fit everything we wanted into a small WiiWare download. As you probably heard, WiiWare games are restricted in size. The biggest obstacle to this was the music. Our goal was to include around 12 songs in the game, since we felt that would be a good value for a WiiWare game. But even 12 songs takes up an enormous amount of space. There's no way that we could fit all of that into just a WiiWare download. So what we wound up doing was using a very advanced compression technique that gives extremely high quality music, but takes up only a fraction of the space. And we're really happy with this, because the music sounds just great. You almost can't tell the difference between CD quality music and the quality of the music in our game. And as a result of that, we were able to include double the number of songs that we wanted to. Instead of 12 songs, we're including 26 songs in the game, and we still have it fit into a WiiWare download, which we think is an amazing deal. Another challenge we had was the input for the game. As you probably noticed, a lot of Wii games have trouble telling whether you did the move right or not. But we definitely have that challenge, because everybody punches in different ways. Some people twist their hands when they punch, some people hold the Wii remote straight, and other people hold the Wii remote sideways. The way we solve this problem is we actually have a calibration mode where you can record yourself doing moves in the game. The game basically saves out a set of motion capture data for the way that you do moves, and then when you play the game later, you are compared and matched against your own motion captured moves. That way the game's input is customized specifically for the way that you do punches. It's a really cool advanced technique that we haven't seen a lot of in the market, and we really think it's the future for doing input on the Wii. Another interesting fact is that our game is actually the first game that's been designed to be played with 2 Wii remotes for a single player. It's 1 Wii remote per hand. You can still play the game with only 1 Wii remote to get a taste for how fun it'll be with 2 Wii remotes. Now you might ask, why didn't we support the nunchuck instead of 2 Wii remotes? The answer is that the nunchuck cord simply isn't long enough to handle some of the moves that we do. For example, if you do a punch with your left hand and a punch with your right hand in different directions at the same time, the nunchuck cord simply isn't long enough to handle it. Another thing that people have been asking us about is multiplayer and whether we support that. The answer is yes, we do, but it's a little bit different than you might think. You see, since our game requires 2 Wii remotes for 1 player, it would actually require 4 Wii remotes for 2 players. We did some research and we found that most people who own Wiis have 2 Wii remotes. Now there are a lot of people who own 4 or more Wii remotes, but they're in the minority, so we really weren't sure what to do. Then one day we were playing our game, and our developers were fighting over who got to play next. Eventually they decided almost jokingly to compromise and to have each developer hold 1 Wii remote in their hands. And they tried to play the game that way, where each of them was responsible for 1 arm of the robot. It turned out that this was actually a super fun way to play the game and it was really hilarious to watch. After looking at this, we had a meeting and we decided to go for it and make that our officially recommended multiplayer mode. So in this version of Helix, that's how multiplayer works. Each player uses 1 Wii remote, and it's actually quite an entertaining experience. Another thing people have been asking us about is the music in our game. The music is probably the best aspect of our game. We're a pretty small startup company, so we can't afford the big budget famous music that other rhythm games use. So instead, we had to get creative. We did a ton of research and downloaded thousands of songs from independent musicians all over the world. We got music from the United States, Europe, Russia, and more. These are awesome musicians that just aren't quite as famous as some of the headliner bands here in the US. But their music is just absolutely incredible to listen to. We narrowed down these thousands of songs to the top 26, and that's what's in the game. The end result is music that you just really need to experience yourself to really appreciate. One of the things that we're hoping is that the exposure these musicians get from our game will help make their music a success. So the last thing I want to say here is if you're trying to decide whether to buy this game or not, here's something to think about. When you're developing a game, one of the best tests for whether you made a good game or not is whether you play the game yourself. After all, if you spend months or years making a game, you're probably sick of it by then, even if it's a great game. Well, for us, I'm proud to say that we play this game every day, just for fun, because we love it so much. It's such a simple concept, but for some reason it's just a really, really fun experience. So anyway, I want to thank you for coming and listening to me today and learning about our game. We're really excited about it, and we hope you enjoy it too. If the game does well in the market, then you should certainly look forward to a Helix 2 coming out. So if you like the game, then please tell your friends about it. Thanks again.